Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Derek from Certified Legacy, and today I have something special. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make the most out of iOS 6 in 2025, and I will make another video like this, but for iOS 5 coming up pretty soon. But for 6, let's get into it. It's just going to be a couple tweaks, a couple things that make this iOS 6 experience usable, and you can have the full experience, and yeah. So anyway, let's get into some prerequisites before we install any of the tweaks. So obviously you will need to be jailbroken, which is very obvious. You need to be jailbroken to get tweaks and stuff. And you will need certificates. So let me show you how to get those certificates. So yeah. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to search up tlsroot.litten.ca/ and you're going to put in, and this is where you'll find all the certificates. And this is probably needed for sometimes, because sometimes Cydia just doesn't work first try without certificates and you'll get errors and stuff. So yeah, you're going to want to install every single one of these certificates. It might take a while, but it's definitely worth it. Get all the ones that are in white. The other ones are not needed. You just tap on it, hit install, and then hit confirm, and or you can return. You can do it a bunch of times. At the end of this, you will have about 32 certificates, and once that is completely done, let's show you how to get the other ones. So how do you do that? Well, it's pretty simple as well. This time, instead of that, you're going to search up Apple, my bad, Apple PKI. It comes right up for me. And here, you can still access the site if you've installed those certificates. So here, you're going to get Apple ISTCA2G1 and Apple ISTCA8G1, and you're going to install both of these. And it might ask you to confirm that, like, oh, it's going to change your system settings. It'll be fine. Confirm, install, all that. And once you've got everything installed, well, now we can actually get into the good stuff. Well, we're going to need some tweaks and some repos and how to get those. So let me show you. Ow. Oh, sorry. Great timing. This always happens for Cydia. So now you should have Cydia up and running. And another prerequisite I recommend is installing SSL patch. This is completely optional, but because there's like security vulnerabilities on iOS 6 and iOS 5, primarily for this video, iOS 6, I will also put that in the next tutorial for this. Yeah, so get SSL patch, and if you do not know and you're a complete beginner, so search it up in Cydia, because you don't need a repo for this. And sorry, I already have it installed. Modify, hit install, confirm. It'll ask you to restart your Springboard, so do that. And yeah, and another optional thing, completely optional, it depends on if you're running a rare version of iOS 6 or if it's you just downgraded. I would recommend installing Software Update Killer and doing that as well, but completely optional. This is not recommended, but I would do this just so you can preserve it without, yeah, so you just won't be able to update, which is what I would recommend to stay on iOS 6, because it's, for this iPhone 5 specifically, it's kind of rare for it. I don't want it to update to 10, and yeah, so just do that if you want to. But yeah, so now let me show you how to get into the meat and potatoes of this video, which is, the first one we're going to do is fixing the App Store. So let me show you that. I also forgot to mention this also fixes the iTunes Store. So that's another cool thing that goes along with this tweak and all that. So let me show you. If you're also a complete beginner, if you want to find out how to add a repo, you hit edit, and then there should be add right here, and then you'd put in your URL right here, and then you hit add source. So that's how you get a repo, but we're going to need some repos. So the first one you're going to want to get is aoiblog.jp/, and once you've got that installed, you're going to want to get cydia.skyglow.es/ is the next one you want to get, and then you want to get Invoxy Play Games' repo, which is cydia.invoxyplaygames.uk/. And once you have every single one of these installed, now let me show you how to get the tweaks. So the first one we're going to want to do is the one from AOI blog. And you're going to get App Store Fix, and you're gonna hit modify and continue, and where you'd hit install, it would be like continue queuing. So once you do continue queuing, you'll be able to install the other ones, and you're going to do this for every single other tweak that we get. And the next one you're going to want to get from in Voxy Play Games' repo is Checkmate Store, and you're going to hit modify, continue queuing, and they're going to want to go to Skyglow's repo, and you're going to want to go here, and you're going to get iTunes Store X, and then you're just going to hit install, and it's going to install every single one of these tweaks at once, and it's going to restart your Springboard, and now you should have a working App Store and a working iTunes Store, and it's pretty cool. So you're going to want to get another repo, and you're going to get Electamon's repo, yzoo.mo/dev/, and once you got that, you're going to open it up. Anyway, you're going to want to get Viteris, modify, install, and yeah. And then you have Viteris up and running. And how do you use Viteris exactly? Well, it's basically exactly the same as any normal app store. It's like a little tweak store, basically. You can search up whatever you want, and it even has like a featured tab. You can find some games and stuff in here, and yeah, like you got Kick the Buddy if you want to play that. But yeah, you can get a bunch of applications from here, and this is the easier way of sideloading without iPhone box, which I would not recommend for iOS 6 specifically, but yeah, I will probably make a video because sometimes Viteris does not have specific apps, and yeah, but all of these you see in here are all sideloaded from Viteris, including like YouTube and stuff like that, which is a great segue to the next little tidbit of this video. Tube Repair, which is basically a fix for the old YouTube app. So how do you get Tube Repair up and running? Well, the first thing I would recommend is you go to Viteris, and you're going to want to search up YouTube. And let me show you. So YouTube, and you're going to want to get, the one I recommend is like 1.21.1, but technically it's supported from like 1.0.0 up until like 2.20, I think. Yeah, 2.20. But they don't have 2.20, so through Viteris, you'd get it from like 1.0.0 to 2.0.0. So once you have that installed, now let me show you how to get the tweak working. Well, you get it from a similar repo that, yeah, hold on. So, you're going to want to, you also use cydia.skyglow.es / also known as Skyglow Cydia's repo, and you're going to go in here, and you're going to install Tube Repair. And once you have that installed, you are not done. So you'd hit in here, modify, install. You are not completely done and everything, and that is not the whole story on how to use this. So you're going to need a URL to input in here, so let me show you that. So in here, you would go to settings, and then you find Tube Repair, and in here, you would input a custom URL to get this to work. And yeah, so you're going to use, for like iPhones, I would do https s-//tuberepair.uptimetrackers.com/, and for iPad, I would do /1080. This will give you standard 360 on an iPhone, but on iPads, this will give you 1080. And yeah, that's how you do it, and it should be working. If you open this already, and it won't work immediately, but there is a actual quick fix that is also another feature that I want to show you how to get on iOS 6, and it's called SB Settings. And SB Settings essentially gives you a little tweak menu, kinda. Tweaking, jailbreaky, menu, whatever. It's basically the control center. I don't know what the heck I'm saying. Yeah, so and how do you get this? Well, it's also another built-in repo in here in Cydia, and you're going to search up SB Settings. I keep doing this completely wrong. What the frick is wrong with me? So SB Settings, modify, install. It's going to install a bunch of other things alongside it, like Activator. So once you do that, it's going to take a little bit because you have to install a ton of crap for this. So you're going to go to Activator now, and you're going to go to Anywhere, and you're going to find slide gesture. So from screen bottom, drag it onto screen from below, and in here, you set it to SB settings. And now, I can't really show you what it does, but it's basically the control center. If you actually used iOS 7, you're kind of familiar with it. Think of it as the control center on steroids, but in here, you can basically find like the little close apps processes thing. You can change brightness, but for this little tube repair thing, you're going to go in there and then you're going to hit close app / processes, and then you're going to open that little thing up, and then you're going to hit the negative thing right there, and then you're going to hit close out of YouTube basically, and then it should work. And yeah, you get a little control center. The reason I can't show you this is because it also is so in-depth that it shows your like IP address and everything. And I'm not comfortable with that, obviously. And so yeah. And also, you can also get in SB settings, you can change it to like a custom carrier in here, like I have Sprint, so you can also do that, and it'll just automatically restart your springboard and all that. So yeah, next thing we're going to do is we're going to fix the weather, the weather app, the stocks app, and maps app. So how do you do that? Well, first we're going to do weather and stocks from Electamon's repo, and in here we're going to find WeatherX. I recommend WeatherX because it really depends on what you want in the menu drop-down thing from up there. I also can't show you because I'll just dox myself and I'll show my weather. But anyway, if you want, it will install both of them, but both of them, it depends. If you want it up in this menu up here where you can see your weather, then you install weather. And if you want your stocks up here, you install stocks. It installs both of them at once, but it just depends on what you prefer. So I'm going to install WeatherX, so you hit modify, install, restart springboard, and it now should work. So let me show you. So here we have Cupertino with their amazing weather. And yeah, so we have Cupertino up here, up and running on the weather app, and you no longer get that weird error. So anyway, next I'm going to show you the stocks app. And where the hell is the stocks app? There. That's not what I wanted. Show you what you want to add in here, but I'm not going to show you that. So anyway, you would have it up and running. So yeah, next we're going to do Maps X. Where do you get Maps X? Well, I don't know why I didn't tell you this, but you can also continue queuing and install, but I'm just doing this for showcasing purposes, and you get it from, let me think, hold on. Sometimes these have conflicting things where sometimes they show up in different repos because Skyglow and stock, yeah, it's in Skyglow sometimes. So the reason why this happens is because Skyglow and BagXML are partnered together, and they have tweaks from their respective things on both of their little whatever you want to call it. So anyway, sometimes it will show up on either or, and it won't show up on the other one, so it really doesn't matter. You can get it from BagXML, you can get it from Skyglow. So in here, you hit modify, install, confirm, restart springboard, and then now you have working Maps app. Another thing I really can't show you, it's still not like 100% functioning for some weird reason, but it does work, and you can input directions and stuff like that. So now that should be completely working, and that is pretty much the core part of this video. Now we're going to do some things I do recommend. Are completely optional, and I don't recommend. It just depends on if you want them. So another one we're going to do, well, first I recommend just searching. This is for getting Reddit working. So if you want Reddit to work, you search up Alien Blue and Vateris, or you sideload it off iFunbox, which I'm not going to show you. So just search up Alien Blue, which is basically a Reddit client, which is recognized by Reddit, and Reddit allows. So just do that. And if it does not work, you will need a tweak called AB Media Fixer, which is in the BagXML repo, if I'm not mistaken. So in here, AB Media Fixer. I don't need this, but if it doesn't work and it doesn't load Reddit or anything, then you can go in here and it will work now. but sometimes you don't even need that, sometimes you do. But I don't really recommend that if it just works and you can sign in and stuff like that. But here we have like working Reddit and everything. And yeah. So anyway, there's some other optional things like Instagram and Snapchat. Those do work, sort of. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Instagram does kind of work. Like, you can't really load posts, but you can post stuff on here, technically. But you can't load other people's posts, which is sort of annoying. And Snapchat goes down and sometimes works. But anyway, guys, that is completely optional. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Derek from Certified Legacy, and today I'll be showing you how to make the most out of iOS 7 in 2025. And yeah, let's get into the video. First, you will need to be jailbroken, and you'll need some certificates. Let me show you how to get them. Okay, so today I'll be using my iOS 7.0.6 iPhone 4S. It's very beautiful. So anyway, we're going to be going to Safari and put in this URL right here, tlsroot.litten.ca, and you want to get this bundle right here, signed iOS bundle, iOS 5 Plus, and you're going to click on it and modify and install, and then Cydia should be working a lot better than it did before. So yeah, now, if you're not jailbroken, there's a bunch of different ways you can be jailbroken. I got this off restoring to iOS 7 with SSH blobs, so yeah, but anyway. So, open up Cydia. Sorry for recording this and where it's very dark. I'm in bed and I'm editing. You'll need a SSL patch if you're on 7.0 to 7.0.5. It's built in Cydia. You can search it up and add the tweak. What it does is it just fixes a security vulnerability, and that's about it. Yeah. Anyway, if you're on a rare version of iOS 7 like me, you can also go in here and you can put in software update killer. And what this essentially does, I already have it installed because I don't want to. What this does is it blocks out over-the-air updates, which is the updates tab in settings. So if you want to update this or restore, you have to go manually into iTunes and do so. It says it's compatible with 5 and 6, but it does support 7. It's just not officially, because iOS 7 is just 6 with extra steps and a different design. It's not that different. So anyway, yeah. I know I did that. But yeah, now we're going to get to the real tweaks. So the first tweak we're going to be getting is Viteris from, well, if you don't know how to add a repo and you're brand new, say you're like got some like old iPhone 4 and it's not like 7.1.2, this is a 4S anyway. But anyway, and you don't know how to add a repo, you go to edit, you go to add, and you search up whatever repo you want. You put in the URL. So before the repo went down briefly and I had to go message the Electamon Discord server to get it to work. Well, the repo is yzoo.mo/dev/ and you edit, add, so like this. But repos do go down sometimes, and yeah, if you're in like any of these Discord servers, you can always just ask, hey, did the repo go down, or something like that, and usually they'll go refresh it or something like that. And yeah, so anyway, go to yzoo.mo/dev/ or Electamon's repo, and you want to go in here and you want to install Viteris. So this will also install AppSync and everything with that. And yeah, so you're gonna go in here, modify, install. See, it installed AppSync Unified, Viteris, and Viteris Helper. So we'll install Viteris, and technically, they say it's only for 5 and 6, but it does support 7 and 8 because it's all the same garbage. So you restart the springboard, it restarts the whole phone, and it takes a minute to restart. So yeah, and here we are. And let me show you what Viteris is. Viteris is basically just a better version of the App Store. and you can get a bunch of apps in here. Let's like search up something, a good app that I like on the 4S, like Subway Surfers. So Subway Surfers, let's get like 1.4.0, and you go back and you go here. Oh my god, I'm sorry. Go to queuing, and here you can see the app is now installing. And it should now install. And there it goes, installed. And a little note, sometimes, depending on how you jailbroke, if you jailbroke with Linksys, you're gonna need another little tweak to get Viteris to work. So, oops, sorry, this is very loud for some reason. So let me just show you that the game works and everything. It's a little slow on this chip, this A5X chip, but it works, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, so, next thing, if you are jailbroken with Linksys and you notice, and none of these apps are installing, and Linksys is a jailbreak for like 7.1.2, and AppSync doesn't work properly without this one little tweak. So let me show you it. Okay, so say you're on 7.1.2 and you're jailbroken with Linksys and you're having problems installing apps with Viteris. So let me show you why with this, how to fix that with this extremely janky destroyed iPhone 4 with a broken power button. So what do? Well, you're gonna want to get this tweak from this repo right here, which is Luke ZGD's repo. If you don't know who Luke ZGD is, he's also the creator of Legacy iOS Kit. So yeah, you're gonna get this repo right here, lukezgd.github.io/repo/. And you're going here, and you're gonna go under the P section. We're gonna get Pangu 7.1 untether, modify, install, and now Viteris should work as it should. So let me turn this off because this thing sucks. This is probably like the absolute worst one I have in my collection. It's just terrible. It's just that bad. The unrelated, but the eBay listing literally said this didn't work because of the power button. I can't really do much with it, to be completely honest. So it's just absolute garbage. Okay, before I threw my other four, well, let me show you what else you can do. So we're gonna be fixing the weather and stocks app. And before we get into this, if you want this like in this drop down menu up here, if you want stocks and here, and you want or if you want weather here, then you pick the weather one. And if you want stocks here, pick the stocks one. So that's just a little disclaimer before we go onward. And your repo you're gonna need is you're gonna go in here and you're gonna add this repo right here, cydia.skyglow.es/. And you're gonna add the source. And what this repo is, it's called the Skyglow repo. It has plenty cool tweaks and stuff. So yeah, and this repo is where we're gonna get WeatherX and StocksX. So again, if you want a weather up here, you get the weather one, WeatherX, and if you want the stocks one up here, you get the StockX. So yeah, but they still do fix both of the apps because it installs both the tweaks. It's just they don't work perfectly together. So yeah, so anyway, you're gonna go in here, you hit modify and install, confirm, and let it install. So let it install, restart Springboard, give it a minute. This friggin' 4S takes years to respring for some reason. Okay. So anyway, let me show you how it works. So anyway, we have Cupertino right here with their amazing weather. I'm going to drag this meme until the meme is dead. I do not care. Cupertino has great weather, and I love Cupertino. You love Cupertino. We all love Cupertino. And yeah, what else is this? New York City. Also, terrible weather. Glad I don't live there. Anyway, I'm going off topic. Anyway, let's get in the rest of the video. Let me show you stocks. Okay, so here we see the Dow Jones doing good. Apple's going down a little bit. No idea what this stock is. Market's all closed anyway. But anyway, that's just stock talk and it doesn't matter. But yeah, that's how you do it. So next part, we're gonna be getting fixing the YouTube app. And a lot of these things, obviously, this is iOS 7. iOS 7 doesn't have a built-in YouTube app, but you still want to watch YouTube and stuff anyway. So you're going to go in here, you're going to search up YouTube. And Viteris, obviously. And, okay, there we go. I thought Viteris went down. So anyway, anything from like 1.0.0 to 2.0.0 is supported for this one tweak that we're going to be using to fix the YouTube app. And it's called... well, technically it's supported from 2.2.0, but it's not in Viteris, so we're just gonna say 2.0.0 anyway. So anyway, we're gonna install that, and the tweak is called Tube Repair, and I will show you. I will spam this tweak in every single one of these videos. I do not care. Like, I will spam every single one of these videos because I like making them and they do well. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway, 2.0.0 is gonna install. For some reason, it's taking 10 years. And this thing is like heating up. So anyway, this won't work at first glance. So I'll just show you. Technically, this isn't full on flat skeuomorphism. It's kind of flat. So you open up this and it doesn't work very well. So the reason I picked this because it's flatter and iOS 7 is flatter. So anyway, go in here, close this out just to make sure it works. And yeah, so the tweak we're gonna be getting is called Tube Repair, and it's also from the Skyglow repo, city.skyglow.es/, and it's right here. Oh, not Ultra Snow. Ultra Snow's been down for years. You're gonna go in here. And you're gonna install this. Modify, install, confirm, and it's gonna install the tweak. Also, I'm sorry that this forest is disgusting. It appears to have like nail polish from the previous user stuck in the speaker and up here, which is kind of gross. So, yeah. Anyway, let it respring for a minute. Okay, so it respringed, and now YouTube should work. Sometimes it doesn't work immediately. Like right now, it's not working immediately. Because, you know why? We gotta do something else. So let me show you what you gotta do. So you go into settings, and you're gonna go all the way down here, and you're gonna find Tube Repair. And you're gonna go in here, and you're gonna put in a custom URL. And let me show you what the URL you need to put in here is. Okay, so you're gonna put in this URL right here, https, whatever that symbol is, /tuberepair.uptimetrackers.com/, and if you are on iPad, I recommend adding 1080 at the end because you get 1080p, but this will be standard 360, and it should work. Also, you gotta restart it. Usually. Yep, here we go. See, YouTube now works. You can see Ozzy Osbourne, emotional final concert before death, RIP, by the way. Great guy, amazing music. Yeah, anyway, that's how you get it. So, next, you're gonna want to do another little thing. There's not much, like, tweaks to add to iOS 7 since iOS 7 is so like functional somehow. A lot of this stuff functions perfectly great if you're jailbroken, but and a lot like the App Store, you don't even need, when you're not jailbroken, I mean, like App Store works great, no need to tweak that at all. So yeah, next one, like Safari doesn't work well, so we're gonna need to get Opera Mini, which is a better web browser, and you're gonna put it in Viteris. A lot of this is Viteris, because Viteris is just so good. So anyway, you're gonna go in here, and if you're on iPad, you get the Opera Mini for iPad, and you want to get 6.0.0 135.48 because its phone works the best. So you're gonna go back here. It should just install immediately because it's very lightweight. See, it did. And now you have a way better web browser. And it actually functions perfectly fine. It might have just gone down while I'm recording the video though. Or maybe it didn't, I don't know. Let's see. Or my internet's just having struggling to, oh, there it goes. I thought it went down. But anyway, that's the browser. And the next stuff we're gonna be doing is completely optional. And I recommend, but like you don't need to do this, and it's just other stuff. So the next one we're gonna be doing is iFile and Cydia. This is a little file manager, and is good if you want to transfer stuff from your computer and like do stuff, but I'm not gonna be showing you how to do that. So the disclaimer is I'm not gonna be showing you how to do that, and if you break something in the files, it is not my fault, and that's about it. So yeah, we're gonna let this install and I'll come back. What I was gonna say about this tweak is you don't even have to respring, you just return this to the data. It's basically an IPA, and it's there. So anyway, this also, the rest of this is optional. Instagram and Snapchat semi-work. Instagram, like you can't load posts, but you can post. And Snapchat sometimes it goes down, sometimes it's up. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Derek from Certified Legacy. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make the most of iOS 5 2025. So let's get right into this. Now first, we need some prerequisites. Well, now we're on iOS 5. Instead of like iOS 4, you can install certificate bundles on tlsroot.lin.ca/ which you can put into Safari. And also, before you do this, make sure you're jailbroken. It's pretty easy to jailbreak. You can use Legacy iOS Kit. This is a iPhone 4, so it was fairly easy to downgrade this to iOS 5.0 and downgrade and jailbreak alongside that. So it's one of the later 8GB models, so 4 is not an option, sadly, but I would have gladly done that, but it's way easier to get apps on iOS 5.0 anyway, because it's just iOS 4 with some extra steps, basically. So you're going to want to get signed iOS bundle, iOS 5.plus, and it's going to install every single one of these. So you're going to go install it, and once you're done installing this, it's simple as that. It's done. Because like compared to like 4 and below, you're going to need to install every single one of these manually, and it's quite annoying. So yeah, now let's get into the real stuff of this video, which is installing Viteris. How do you get Viteris? It's pretty simple. So let me show you. So you want to get this repo right here, yzoo.mo/dev/, and once you installed that repo, you're going to go in this repo, you're going to go here, and you're going to get Viteris. Modify, install. It's going to install AppSync and Viteris helper alongside that, so don't worry about installing that. And once that is completely installed, you basically have the App Store. I'm not going to be showing you App Store fix in this video, because according to you guys, it is not very reliable on iOS 5, so I will not recommend that. And I noticed, because I'm on 5.0, I can't even really test it because the tweak doesn't work on 5.0, sadly, for some reason. So I can't really test it that much. So yeah, that's how you get Viteris. Next one we're going to be doing is WeatherX. How do you get WeatherX? Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. What does WeatherX even do? Well, it just fixes the weather app and the stocks app. And before we get into this, we're going to be choosing between WeatherX and StockX. If you want StockX in this drop down menu up here, then you pick StockX. If you want weather up here, you pick weather. So how do you get WeatherX? Well, you're gonna get city.skygo.es/. Once you have that repo installed, you're gonna go to all packages, of course, and you're gonna find WeatherX. I'm gonna be installing WeatherX because I want it up there. So you're gonna hit modify install. And once that is installed, let me show you what the result is. We have Cupertino right here. Amazing weather as usual. It's a bit colder right now because it is currently nighttime there, most likely, or later in the day. So yeah, that's what it looks like. And you basically got the weather app. Next part, we're gonna be showing you how to fix the YouTube app. So how do you do that exactly? Well, it's also very simple. You go to Cydia. Hold on, let me load this. Okay, and you're gonna go also for the Skygo repo, city.skygo.es/. You're gonna get to repair. So modify, install. And once that is installed, you are not done, buddy. You're gonna need to go into settings for something. So go into settings and find the tube repair tab and input this URL right here. HTTPS, whatever that is, //tuberepair.uptimetrackers.com/. I'll give you a minute to put that in. And once you put that in, now the YouTube app should work. And I'll show it to you. So, oh, even got the new Yeet song up. So that's pretty cool. It's working. And I'm not going to play it because I don't want to get copyrighted, but yeah. And the next one we're going to be going over is how to get a custom carrier. And this is, onward, this is pretty much optional. And some of this I will not be able to show you because Alien Blue, I can't seem to get BagXML's repo, which is the one we want for AB Media Fixer to work. So I'm not going to be showing you that, sadly. So we're going to do SP settings first, and you're going to be able to mess with the status bar, and you get a custom menu, and all that. So what do? Well, first one you got to do is go into Cydia. I guess this part isn't optional because you get the control center and everything, and it's pretty cool. So let me put this up. It's built into Cydia, so you can just search this up and hit modify and install, and you get activator and everything. And activator, how do you get this to work? Well, you go to anywhere. This is how to get the menu, by the way. So you go here, and you find slide and gesture from screen bottom, and set this to SP settings. I can't really show you what it looks like because I doxed myself anyway, and because I have a 5-icon home screen, which is another video I've made already, and it is not complete, and I wouldn't really recommend because it kind of messes some crap up and kind of looks ugly. But I just like it because of how janky it is, and I wouldn't even put this in this video, but it's just a little doodad that you can watch another video from, and you can watch that on. But you get the menu, you swipe it up, it's basically the iOS 7 control center, and it's so detailed that it shows your IP address, and I'm not showing you that for obvious reasons. So yeah, let's go into SP settings, and let me show you how to get the custom carrier, and get this like little date in the status bar. Well, let's do this date in the status bar first. So you're gonna go here, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself, SP setting options, and you're gonna hit status bar date on, and then if you leave the app, it resprings, and then you're good. And the next one we're gonna be doing is go to system options down here, system wide options, and you're going to be setting your custom carrier. This is a AT&T SIM in here on an AT&T iPhone 4. If I take it out, probably will friggin' mess it up, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, set your custom carrier in here, and once you set your custom carrier, leave, respring, it'll respring automatically, and you are pretty much done with that. And now, I said optional earlier, but let's really get into the optional stuff that is not completely optional. So first one I'm going to be doing is Opera Mini. Opera Mini is an approved web browser for iOS 5 and 6, in my opinion. So, and it's a lot better than Safari, and loads web pages a lot better. So you're going to search up Infoterrace Opera Mini. Oh, not that one. And you're going to go here. And the best version that is working is this one, 6.0.0.13548. So once you've gotten that installed, you pretty much have a way better working web browser in here and can load a lot more web pages very much easily. And yeah, so let's like search something cool up. Like I searched up E earlier, so let's search up E again. As you can tell, I really like E. Off topic, but I even have like a I have a signed Yeet CD. So let's go to images. The only downside about this version is it will bug out sometimes, and yeah, like it didn't work the first time, and like it won't load every single one of these images. But you can see some of these pictures, and if you want wallpapers, this isn't the best way to do it. The best way to do it is via iFile, which is a great segue for the next part, which is how do you get iFile? Well, what even is iFile? iFile is a little file manager that you can get that is built into Cydia by just searching it up, just like SP settings. Just search up in Cydia iFile. I just completely did that wrong. So hit iFile. I don't even have iFile installed, so I'll show you the process. Why not? So give it a minute. So I'm just gonna hit install. I'm gonna hit confirm, and I'll let it install just to show you the raw experience of installing this. So I'm gonna hold it a different way because it's kind of hurting my hand this way. Sorry, my phone. So give it a minute. And it should just say return to Cydia. I don't know what it's doing. There, return to Cydia. And I'm not gonna go into it, but it's basically, oh wait, it's bugging. It's bugging out. Hold on, let me. Anyway, I can't figure out why the icon isn't loading. Sometimes it does just bug out like that, and it's very weird. This iPhone 4 is kind of messed up. It has a really, I want to say the battery's kind of bad, and it's, you can tell that it's, going down very quickly. So anyway, because of that, hold on, let me hold this better. Let's continue the video. So yeah. What I was going on about earlier about transferring stuff, you can probably just sync via iTunes if you want wallpapers and stuff on here, which is what I recommend. But if you want to go the long way, you can use iFile, but I'm going to be showing you this, and if you do that, it is not my fault if you break something, because there is always a chance of breaking something. So anyway, yeah. So next part is called we're going to be doing old Reddit. And how do you get old Reddit? Well, just go into Viteris, search up Alien Blue. So you're gonna get Alien Blue. If you want iPad, Alien Blue, then you get Alien Blue for iPad. But I'm on iPhone, so I'm gonna be getting this. I already have it installed, so I'm gonna be getting the latest one, which is 2.7.1, which doesn't work the best without ABB Media Fixer. But for 5.0, there's some weird bug with SSL on 5.0, and I can't seem to get the repo that is needed. And I'll just tell you what the repo is, which is cydia.bag-xml.com/ and you're gonna put that in Cydia, and you're gonna be getting AB Media Fixer and respringing. And once you're respringed, Alien Blue should work, but for me it does not work first try, sadly, because I can't get the repo to load. But these next parts I'm just going to be explaining quickly to you. I'm not going to be showing you. Like Instagram, you can get Instagram from Viteris. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. You can get Snapchat from Viteris. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. Instagram, I guess, semi works. You can't load posts, but you can post, so there's that. And Snapchat sometimes go down, sometimes it doesn't. Welcome back to another video. This is Derek from Certified Legacy. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make the most out of iOS 4 in 2025. So let's get into that. So what are some prerequisites that you need? Well, first big one, you need to be jailbroken. That is the most obvious one. If you are not jailbroken, then this video is pretty much pointless. And if you want a jailbreak tutorial, there are many jailbreak tutorials out there. There is one, but I don't know many. The only one I know is Legacy iOS Kit, and you gotta know how to do DFU mode. Once you get used to doing DFU mode, it's pretty easy to do it. Also, you need an Arduino, so it's not very easy to put into Pwn DFU mode, which is needed to jailbreak this device. So yeah, so disregard me saying this is easy, sorry. But for this iPad 2 specifically on iOS 4, there's like one version that's untethered. This one is 4.3.5 and it is untethered. The one that's tethered, well, not untethered. Oh, I messed it up. I mean, this one is tethered, sort of. It's semi-tethered, I guess they call it, but I think it's tethered. And you need an Arduino for all of these, I'm pretty sure. And this is pretty much only iPad 2 exclusive because this is an iPad 2. It's on 4.3.5. The one that is untethered is 4.3.3, and those are very hard to come by, and downgrades to these versions are quite hard and are usually tethered anyway, so yeah, let's get into the video. So, what do you want? Well, you gotta get one very... It's a weird iOS 4 quirk for jailbreak and it just randomly crashes. Anyway, you gotta go to this URL right here in Safari, tlsroot.litten.ca. On these earlier versions, I just found out you can install bundles for iOS 5 and 6 that installs every single one of these certificates, but I don't got that on iOS 4 and it doesn't exist. It's iOS 5 plus, sadly. So you're going to have to install all of these in the white manually. You tap on it, hit install, and confirm and all that. It might, but yeah. So you got to do this for every single one of these. It's 32, and that's about it. And it can fix some problems that may arise if you've just recently jailbroken and got Cydia, and you do get some weird bugs in Cydia where it just doesn't work. So yeah, now we're gonna get into the real stuff. So we're gonna go into Cydia. Let me show you. Okay. We're going to show you how to sideload and get apps. On this version, you can't get the App Store working. There is no tweak currently. And as of July 15th, 2025, there is no tweaks for that makes the App Store work. On 6, it works perfectly fine with tweaks. On 5, I've noticed a lot of you guys have said it doesn't work for logging in, but because it's the same tweak and it's supposed to support iOS 5, but a lot of you guys say it doesn't work. I haven't really tested it on iOS 5 that much. First try it worked, and that was a while ago, and I do have one iOS 5 device, but yeah, it's kind of a weird tangent that doesn't matter. We're going to show you how to get apps. So you're going to want this repo right here, pwnage.dev/, and I'll give you a minute to put that in there and add the repo. And once you've done that, you're going to go in here. Oh, I did not mean that. It's also a weird, cool little thing you can emulate iOS, Windows 95. This is a little bit lesser known repo, so there's a bunch of cool stuff in here, like AppSync for iOS, like older versions of AppSync. So yeah, we're gonna get 4.0 plus. You're gonna, if you don't know how to install a app in here, not app, what am I even saying? A tweak, you go in here, you hit modify, install, but for this one, it does not have a respring option, and it just prompts you to return to Cydia, and you can't use the tweak without respringing or rebooting, so you're gonna have to manually reboot, which is just holding this button right here, and this pops up. You hit slide to power off, and then you turn it back on. I'm not going to show you because I'd have to tether boot this right back with an Arduino, and I have to rip that out, and it's unbelievably annoying to do so I'm not gonna do that. But that's what you do, and then you have AppSync. But the next stuff we're gonna need also requires a computer, and this will be on Windows, and it will require you to have a Windows computer. So let me show you that. The first thing you're want to do, well, I also want to mention something. This is not Windows 7. This is Revert 8 Plus, a skin that makes Windows 10 look like Windows 7. So yeah, I'll probably make a video on that because I know the guy that made this tech stuff, and he's really nice. And this is a very cool little, this is a very cool little tool, and yeah. So that'll probably be a future video. But what do we do? Well, we're going to go, the first thing you're going to want to do is what I'm saying, is you're going to go and you're going to open up Control Panel, and you're going to go to Programs, and you're going to search up Apple. And this is if you haven't skipped all over and did the next part. So you're going to want to install every single one of these Apple related things if you even have those. So install every single one. This is going to be important for the next part. So once you've uninstalled every single one of these control panel, you're going to want to go to this site right here. Let me show you. ipsw.me/. And you're going to go to iTunes. And you're going to get iTunes 12.4.3 right here. And you're going to install this, and it's going to install the other Apple bloatware crap in here as well. So once you've done that, you're going to do another thing that we're going to search up. You can't just sideload with iTunes anymore. Plus, you can't even do unsigned apps on older versions of iTunes, and it's just not as convenient. So we're gonna be using iFunbox. So you're gonna search up iFunbox, and you're gonna go skip over this one, and you're gonna look at up to down, and you're gonna go to older versions, and you're gonna want this version right here, 1.9.829.623. And you're gonna hit install on this, and it's just a little executable. It's very light, and this is probably the best versions for iOS 4. So yeah. Next part, we're going to search up some stuff on the Internet Archive. If you do not know what Internet Archive is, it's probably the biggest archive on the internet, hence the name, and it has a bunch of crap on it that is archived, like apps and stuff like that. So search it up. It's right here, archive.org. And I recommend, it's gonna say it's completely non-profit, and I recommend chipping in if you are able to. Be generous, and recently they got taken down by some hackers claiming that they have like ties to Israel, which is absolutely insane and untrue, and they got taken down for a bit, and it kind of ruined a lot of people trying to get IPAs. So yeah, we're gonna search up iOS 4 IPA collection. And if you know what IPA is, it's just the file name for an app. And you're gonna go and look for this one. My favorite one is from this guy WP2000. Shout out him. He has a ton of good IPAs that you can find in here. See his name on Internet Archive. So pick whatever one you want. This is pretty much filled to the brim with a bunch of IPAs and stuff. So once you pick one, I'm going to show you how to sideload them with iFunbox. So this next little bit, you're going to need to plug in with your 30 pin to your computer, and it also might prompt you to sync your iPad or anything. Sync your iPad, your iPod, your iPhone. So don't do that. Just say no, and yeah. So once you have iFunbox all loaded up, you have it extracted, and you have the executable open, and you have your device connected to your computer, and you have your IPA, you're gonna go here, and you're hit install app. And you're gonna go select the app you want. So we're gonna do this Price is Right one that I got. So you're gonna install that. And it's gonna install this directly to your device. And yeah. And I will show you once it's installed. So give it a minute. And this is where it sometimes will fail. Okay, there we go. So this Price is Right game. And do not worry about any of this garbage. This is abandonware. So none of this is like a piracy or anything like that. And there you go. That's how you install apps. I recommend installing from WP2000's archive. He has great stuff. So anyway, let's get to the next part. This next part will be shown on my iOS 5.0 iPhone 4. I don't have one on iOS 4. This is a model that came too late, so it doesn't support iOS 5, but support 4, I mean. But it pretty much works the same. 5.0 is just 4 with a little bit of different tweaks and changes. So anyway, we're gonna open this up, and you're gonna want to get one's repo. This repo right here, cydia.skyglow.es/ I'm sorry, it does this because Ultra Snow is come down. So cydia.skyglow.es, and once you have this repo added, by the way, this next part, I forgot to mention this. This does not work for iPad, and because it doesn't have stocks or weather app on it. So yeah, you're gonna want to get WeatherX. If you want stocks in the drop down menu, you get StockX, but it also installs WeatherX, so it doesn't matter. But just, I'm gonna do WeatherX. So you hit modify, you hit install, respring, and then you have a working weather app. And it works from iOS 2 to iOS 7. And I really love this tweak. So I'm going to show this in every one of these videos that I make about this. So yeah, I'm not gonna show you, but no, I will. Hold on. You can, so you can see Cupertino right here. Amazing weather, great weather. We love Cupertino. This is literally the average day in Cupertino, and yeah, it works. And so does stocks. I'll show you stocks. You can see AT&T doing terrible. I don't know what the hell Nikki 2 is. Can get Nvidia in here. I like Nvidia. Apple's doing great. Sometimes these are kind of buggy, but you can see it. You can see the Dow Jones, and yeah, stocks works. So yeah, that's how you do that. Next part, we're back on this iPad. Also, from the Skyglow repo, if you are on, have installed that already. Yeah. So, come on, okay. Also from the Skyglow repo, you're going to get another tweak called Tube Repair, which fixes the YouTube app, the classic YouTube app. So you're gonna hit modify, you're gonna install, you're gonna respring. Once you got that installed, you're not done. You're gonna need to do something else. Let me show you. You're gonna need to go to settings, and you're gonna go find Tube Repair in settings under extensions, and you're gonna go in here and you're gonna add this URL right here. For iOS 4, there's no Retina display, so there's no incentive to add the /1080 at the end and get HD, so I don't really recommend that. And so do HTTPS, whatever the hell that symbol is, I can't remember, //torepair.uptimetrackers.com/, and once you got that in there, I'll show you the classic YouTube app does work. So it will, yep, here you go. Here's my videos. Also, unrelated, but thank you guys for the support on my videos. I have, compared to my old channel, this stuff has been doing significantly better, and I highly appreciate it. And I'm actually having fun making videos again, and I highly appreciate you guys and coming in for me in such a quick time. And yeah, that is how you get Tube Repair working. And the next part is completely optional. There's not much more you can really do, so here are some optional things you don't really have to do. So here's some free things that you can try. First one, we're gonna do iFile. iFile is good if you want to transfer crap from your computer and have a free file manager, and it's just in Cydia, so you can just search up in here iFile. So you just get this, modify, install. You don't even have to respring. You just return to Cydia and it works. And then you have a file manager. So cool. And I'm not going to show you how to like transfer stuff from your crap from your computer to here. And if you do that, it is not my fault if you destroy your whole entire install and you're gonna have to restore. It is not my fault, and because I'm not showing you how to do that. So there's some videos on that, on like how to transfer wallpapers, because even if you get something like Opera Mini, which is next part, a little segue, you can't get complete HD wallpapers from a browser in 2025. So how do we do that? Well, on iFunbox, I think the WP2000 guy also has. Let me check. Let's see if he has Opera Mini in here. Because Opera Mini is pretty much a modern web browser for older devices. I want to say it's completely modern, but it's pretty much the one I think works the best with websites. Obviously, it's not 100% functionality, but yeah, you can find this pretty much anywhere on any iOS 4 collection. Just make sure it's compatible with iOS 4, and yeah, sideload it with iFunbox, and there you go. And then here is another thing. You're gonna go. This is another built-in Cydia repo. It's called SB. It's from, I don't even know what I'm saying. It's built into Cydia. It's actually built into Cydia from a built-in Cydia repo, and you're gonna search up SB settings. So do that. And what do you get from SB settings? There's a bunch of stuff you can mess with, like get a custom carrier. Not the wrong one. This one. So you can modify, install. It's gonna take a little bit because it's installing Activator and other stuff like that. So you're gonna get. You can tweak a bunch of other things in here. You can get a custom carrier. Activator doesn't work very well, and it doesn't even open on iOS 4, so disregard that it installed that, but don't like install it. But let me show you quickly what you can do in here. So here's SB settings. So like SB settings options, like you can mess with how your status bar looks and stuff like that. You can put your IP in your status bar, which I'm not gonna show you because I don't want to dox myself. I almost did that when I showed you the menu, how to get the menu working in a previous video. But in here, if you want a custom carrier, which is the main part of this little segment, you're gonna go to System Options, and you're gonna go to Custom Carrier, and you're gonna add a custom carrier. Because this is a Verizon CDMA iPad 2, set it to Verizon, and yeah. And that's pretty much the whole video. There's not much you can do with iOS 4 in 2025, but this is really how you make the most out of it.
Hey guys, this is Derek for Certified Legacy, and today we'll be making the most out of iOS 3 in 2025. Well, let's get into some prerequisites that you will need before we get right into this video. So first thing you need is to be jailbroken. I recommend doing it with Legacy iOS Kit, as it comes with a Cydia patch already, which is, if you don't get the Cydia patch, Cydia doesn't work at all, and I recommend doing the Legacy iOS Kit method because it automatically comes with the patch, because otherwise you're just gonna have to go in there and install the tweak manually and just search it up and stuff. So yeah, so also you'll need certificates from tlsroot.lit.ca. So let me show you what to do. So let me power up this beauty. This is a iOS 3.2.2 iPad 1. So you're gonna go in Safari, and you're gonna put in this URL right here, tls.root.lit.ca/, and you're gonna get the unsigned iOS bundle right here. And you're gonna hit install. I recommend this because it just makes everything run a lot better. So just hit install now. It will install 38 certificates, and boom, you are done. And now let's get on to the other important things that you will need to do.
So, another thing that you will need to do is, if you have anything Apple related installed, you will need to go in there and uninstall it. So let me show you So just basically go into control panel and search up Apple, and you install every single one of these, but I've already installed these. So yeah, so next thing we're going to do is we're gonna go in here and we're gonna search up ipsw.me/ and you're gonna go to iTunes. What the heck, I can't see, sorry. You're gonna go and get this iTunes version right here, 11.0.4. I believe. So once you've set that up completely, next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go also in Google and we're gonna search up to down iFunbox. And you're gonna go to iFunbox for Windows, up to down. You're gonna hit older versions and you're gonna get this version right here. And you're gonna install that and extract it, and boom, you have that all installed, and you'll need this later. So yeah, so yeah, so now let me show you how to get apps exactly. So also another prerequisite, I know I said I was done with prerequisites, but you need another to continue. You're going to Internet Archive, or aka archive.org. I recommend this IPA archive right here. This is the URL, archive.org/details/iOS _3._IPA, and you can just select any of these. The one I will be picking to demonstrate will be, let's pick like air hockey. It seems pretty cool. So next thing, if you haven't done this already, also just flexing my $2,000 gaming computer as I grab the cable. Anyway, so just plug this in, obviously, and then plug it into your computer. Also, you will need an official Apple cable, as this will probably be the best way to do this. I'm doing this with one hand, so it's very weird. Okay, we succeeded. So anyway, obviously it will pull up iTunes. We don't want that open yet. We don't need that open. What I'm trying to say else is the script, sorry. So yeah. So now that you've connected to your device and iFunbox is up and running, as you can see, you're gonna hit install app and you're gonna select the IPA that you want, and it will now install it. Just get it all open, everything. Okay, it should have succeeded. So now find this on your home screen, air hockey. Let's do one player. Oh, I don't want open faint. It's been dead forever. I'm just playing with myself. That's what she said. Anyway. Also, what are some apps I recommend? Well,
So it's not in that archive I showed, so I would just go on any other archive on archive.org and grab Opera Mini from there, but just make sure that it is compatible. So anyway, let's get into the rest of this video.
so back to Cydia. We're gonna be going into Cydia, obviously. I don't know why I said that twice. Okay, so you're gonna go get this repo right here. Cydia.skyglow.es/ the Skyglow Cydia repo, an absolute classic. And you're gonna go in here and you're gonna get tube repair, and you're modify and hit install. And once you've done that, you're now gonna go into settings and you're gonna go to tube repair under extensions, and you're gonna drop in this custom URL right here, http ://tuberepair.lin.ca :6969/ and now YouTube will work. I don't know why I didn't explain that this fixes YouTube, but yeah, to be completely honest, there is not much you can do on iOS 3 in 2025. It is probably one of the least capable iOS's in 2025. So yeah, there's not much you can do is what I'm trying to say. Like, the App Store doesn't work. I mean, the Maps app does work. Like, I'll show you, like, the App Store does not work. Yeah, connect to iTunes Store. And there's no really tweaks to fix that other than just sideload apps on this thing and fix YouTube. I mean, so there really isn't much you can do, is what I'm trying to say. So, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I will be showing you how to make the most out of iOS 3, this time on an iPhone 3GS. My last video on the iPad 1 on iOS 3, I made it broad and I just said iOS 3, but a lot of the tweaks that you want on a 3GS are not present on an iPad 1 because they're not needed, because a lot of the tweaks that you want, like wallpaper on the home screen, are not needed because on the iPad 1 that's just built in on iOS 3.2 specifically. So anyway, we will be getting into this video and I will be showing you all you'll need. What you will need, first of all, is to be jailbroken, which is pretty easy. You can just do it with Legacy iOS Kit, or I think I would just recommend Legacy iOS Kit because it installs a tweak that you need to fix Cydia for iOS 3 specifically. And let me show you quick, because you need this tweak called Cydia HTTP patch. I don't know if you can see that right there, but you need that, and it gets installed immediately when you jailbreak with Legacy iOS Kit. So I would just recommend, if you want to jailbreak, I would use Legacy iOS Kit. I will link the download to that, but the catch is you'll need a Mac computer or a Linux computer, and if you have a Windows computer, it's very easy to boot a live USB of Linux off a USB drive, but that also just requires you to have a USB drive, because you'll just be booting off a USB drive into your Windows. And that's how I started, actually, how I started making these videos. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's get right into this video.
Okay, so now that you have Cydia jailbroken, next thing I'll be showing you to do is how you get apps on this thing. But you will need a tweak for this, and that tweak, you get it from this repo right here, cydia.invoxyplaygames.uk/iOS3/ it's called iPhone OS 3 Party. You're gonna get, depending on which one you have, get 3.1 or 3.2. For 3.0x, I'm not completely sure how you get app sync on here, to be completely honest. So I think there is some tutorials on that. If I find anything, I'll probably link it in the description on how to get app sync for iOS 3.0x. But what I would just recommend in general is to just get 3.1.3 if you are downgrading. But if you have one that is running 3.0x, you can save blobs and you can probably restore to 3.1 if you want to. But there are other methods out there to get app sync on 3.0. What is what I'm saying? So anyway, you go in here, you hit modify. Since I have it installed already, you would just hit install, confirm, and let it restart your springboard, and you now have app sync installed on your 3GS. Okay guys, so now I am on my Windows desktop computer. Windows 7 is not required. I am not running Windows 7. To be clear, I am running Windows 10 with a Windows 7 skin on it. So do not get confused or anything. I'm running Windows 10 just like you. So in this next part, let me show you how to get iFunbox up and running, which is the sideloading tool, and the best iTunes version that you will need. So first, let me show you what you gotta do. So go ahead into Control Panel if you have anything Apple related installed already. I've already tested this, so I have the correct iTunes version installed. So if you have a newer version installed in here, go ahead and uninstall everything in Control Panel that says Apple Inc. as the publisher. Go ahead and uninstall every single one of these. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to go to this site called ipsw.me. It will have a ton of adware, but it is trusted. This is where you get all your IPSWs if you want to downgrade and iTunes versions and stuff. But besides that, you're going to go in here under the iTunes section, and you're going to select this version right here, 10.6.3, and you're going to download this for 64-bit. And once you've installed that, you're going to go to this site called Up to Down, or you can just Google it. I'll probably put the URL in the description just so you can get it immediately, but you can just search Up to Down iPhone box, and in here you're going to want to get the earliest version, which is this one right here. And actually newer versions of iTunes actually work with it. It's kind of weird, but anyway, you're going to get 1.6.658.564, and it is very light, so don't worry about it taking anything up on your computer. And yeah, so in this next part, you're going to want to connect your iPhone 3GS to your computer. So let me do that. If I can see, I'm doing it completely wrong. Okay, there it goes. And once you've connected it to your computer, you see it immediately detects it. I don't want it to right now, so it comes right up here. And once you've done that, you will find your zip for iPhone box. And the next part, I also recommend, if you want to install apps, actually, you're gonna go, I'll pull it up, the site you need. It's just called archive.org. You can put it in. In archive.org, there is a IPA collection, which I recommend if you are looking for IPAs very easily. It's called iPhone OS Obscura Project, and you can go to Show All Files to find it, and it's all sorted by literally every legacy iOS version that is important and used by most people, which is like iOS 8 through like iOS 2, I'm pretty sure. So anyway, you're gonna go select iPhone OS 3, and here are a ton of IPAs to choose from. So we're gonna pick something that I might like I'm gonna demonstrate. What's Minecraft Explorer Pro? Let's install that. So it's actually for iOS 3.1. It shows up in here. This can be kind of hard to read, so there are better ones if you want to read something easier to search something up in here, but this is the best one. It has all of the IPAs you need anyway, so you're just gonna go in here and hit install, of course, save, and you're good to go. You're gonna go to your downloads folder and you're going to find the IPA that you want, and you're gonna hit open after you're hitting install app, of course, in file browser, and it should now install. Let me check to make sure it's installing. And I don't know if you can, let me unplug that for you. I don't know if you can see that. I might have to go on the tripod to show you, but Minecraft Explorer Pro has installed. As a guarantee, a lot of these might not work. Actually, this one does work. Let me show you, but it can't connect to servers usually. But anyway, let me go back to my phone and my tripod. So as you can see here, Minecraft Explorer Pro right here. I just want to show you that it's partially functioning. So it goes through here like raw materials. You can see all of the Minecraft materials. Not that this would matter anyway, because this is a very old app and Minecraft doesn't even exist on iOS 3. So anyway, let's get into the next bits that I would recommend personally. A lot of these are also from the iPhone OS 3 party. So we're going to be using that repo primarily. And the next one I would recommend is a kind of a theme anyway, but it's just a lot more convenient. And I don't, my network disconnected because I'm recording, because I have to use a hotspot for iOS 3 because my Wi-Fi is too new. So that's also a thing. If you don't get Wi-Fi working or something, that's probably a problem. So anyway, I would recommend this iOS 3 wallpaper. Hit modify and install. I already have it installed. And what this does is it gives you a more modern dock, I guess, because it's modern for the time. Gives you a more modern dock, and you can get wallpapers on the home screen. So let me demonstrate that quickly for you. So let's select a cool wallpaper that I like this one from Windows XP. So let's select that. As you can see, it is on my home screen. I didn't crop it properly, I don't think, but oh well. But yeah, that's pretty much all I recommend for iOS 3 to get everything functioning. Of course, there's always more themes and stuff you can try in here. They're just the essentials to make everything function, basically. So, yeah,
there are like plenty themes you can try, plenty more tweaks you can try, plenty of old ones. But a lot of the tweaks that I show for like a lot of these make the most out of videos are like iOS 4 and up. So that's kind of the thing that sucks about this. I think anyway, a lot of these tweaks that are shown are not on iOS 4 and above anyway. So that's the thing that kind of sucks about iOS 3. So yeah. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it to someone who might find this helpful or interesting. And also, when you subscribe, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you're notified when I come out with new videos. And yeah, this has been Derek from Certified Legacy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.